Good evening and welcome to the news at 10. Prime Minister Hani al-Mulki met with the head of the Senate's Agriculture and Water Committee, Marwan Al-Hmoud, as well as head of the Lower House's Agriculture and Water Committee, Khalal Al-Hiyari. The heads of the two committees presented to the Prime Minister a memorandum that has been prepared in cooperation with representatives of the agricultural sector that includes alternatives to taxes on agricultural products. The Prime Minister said the government will examine these proposals, highlighting the importance of the agricultural sector and stressing the need to address the challenges facing it. Jordan, Egypt and Sweden co-chaired the Extraordinary Ministerial Conference to support the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees in the Near East, UNRWA. The conference in Rome, at the headquarters of the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, drew promises from countries around the world of additional funds of some $100 million, as the UN agency is facing a financial deficit that is estimated to be at $446 million. Addressing the conference, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Expatriates Ayman Safadi said the meeting comes at exceptional circumstances as UNRWA faces a difficult financial crisis that threatens the right of millions of Palestinian refugees to live in dignity. Supporting UNRWA is a political message that the world still cares about the suffering of Palestinian refugees, he added. Safadi stressed the need to continue working to ensure effectiveness of the agency and centrality of reaching a long-term financial planning. The problem is real and its repercussions are serious, he said, adding that it is important our reaction as an international community should be tangible and up to this problem. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said pressure on Palestinian refugees could lead to an explosion and negative consequences that affect their lives and their future. Guterres also said the absence of a comprehensive solution to the challenges facing UNRWA would contribute to the weakening of its role due to the unavailability of resources needed.
UNRWA is an asset to the international community that we must protect and support. Unfortunately, today's financial crisis places all of UNRWA's achievement at risk. And without a collective solution, UNRWA will soon run out of money. We must not allow this to happen.
On the sidelines of the conference, Safadi met with Guterres, his Cypriot counterpart, and Nikos Christodoulides, a British Minister of State for the Middle East and North Africa, Alistair Burt, and the EU Foreign Policy Chief, Federica Mogherini. The meetings touched on bilateral relations and means of fostering them in various domains. They also discussed the Palestinian-Israeli conflict and efforts to break the deadlock in peacemaking on the basis of the two-state solution. On the Syrian crisis, Safadi underscored the importance of finding an end to the humanitarian catastrophe in the war-ravaged country's eastern Ghouta region. He also called for working towards a comprehensive political action in line with the Geneva process to realize a political settlement in accordance with UN resolutions. And to Syria, the bloody war entered its 8th year today, with thousands of civilians fleeing from a rebel pocket in eastern Ghouta, crossing by foot to army positions. It was the first mass exodus from the besieged enclave since Syrian government forces launched an assault to capture it a month ago. The exodus could prove a key moment in eastern Ghouta, in which the fate of civilians trapped in the siege zone has been central. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said at least 20,000 people left today towards government territory. Meanwhile, the International Committee of the Red Cross managed to send a joint relief agency's convoy with aid for thousands of displaced into the town of Douma, another part of eastern Ghouta. The United States, Germany and France formally backed Britain's claims that Russia likely was responsible for a chemical toxin attack against a former spy living in England, calling it the first offensive use of a nerve agent in Europe since World War II. In a joint statement, they called on Russia to explain how Novichok, a military-grade nerve agent developed by Russia, came to be used in the town of Salisbury. British Prime Minister Theresa May yesterday ordered the immediate expulsion of 23 Russian diplomats believed to be involved in espionage in the first reprisals against Moscow for the chemical attack. Russia had denied involvement and said it will give its answer to Britain's expulsion of Russian diplomats very soon, and accused London of behaving in a boorish way. Away from politics, Sotheby's launched its Face Off Picasso Condo Sales exhibition in Hong Kong. The exhibition is showcasing over 40 pieces of artwork by renowned Spanish artist Pablo Picasso and contemporary American artist George Condo to celebrate Art Month. Among the iconic pieces that are going on sale were Picasso's Amaya o Bateau and Dora Maar. 11 pieces of the artwork are on loan from private collectors. The exhibition will last until the 31st.
Especially in China, but never.
How far would you go to show your love for a team or a player? Well, one Egyptian barber is giving fans of Liverpool's Mohamed Salah a brand new way of expressing their devotion. Walid Makram, also known as Caesar, gives daring customers haircuts with faces of famous Arab celebrities. Though many customers were initially skeptical about his artistic skills, Salah's success has inspired some of them to try. Mo Salah helped Egypt reach the African Nations Cup final and qualify for this year's World Cup. He also made an African record move to Liverpool and scored 33 goals in all competitions for the Premier League club in 2017-2018. And finally, a quick look at the weather. Relatively cold conditions are expected as temperatures slightly drop. Amman tomorrow can expect a high of 15 degrees Celsius and a low of 5, while winds will be northwesterly moderate, picking up at times and raising dust in the Badia region. Further south in the Gulf of Aqaba, warm conditions prevail, with daytime temperatures at 27 degrees, sliding down to 14 at night. And with this, we come to the end of this edition of the news. I'm Ali Al-Tuqan. Thank you for joining us. Have a good night and enjoy your weekend.